Hello student, I am Faizan sir. I am going to start class 11th biology unit 2nd. Before it you have studied the unit 1st, diversity in the living world. This chapter you are studying about the various type of living organisms which are exist on the earth, such as bacteria, fungus, plant, animal and protozoans. Now in this chapter we are studying the morphology of flowering plant. This chapter include in your syllabus unit 2nd. The name of the unit is structural organization of plant and animal. It means in this unit we are studying about the structure of plant and animal. So today I am going to start unit 2nd, first chapter, chapter 5, morphology of flowering plant. So as the name indicates, morphology. Morpho means external appearance of an organism and flowering plant. So as we know in chapter 3rd, there are 5 types of plant present in our environment, such as algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperm. So now we are going to understand which one of the following is flowering plant. As we say here, algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperm. If we talk about algae, algae are considered as Thallophyta. Thallophyta means thallus-like plant body. So first of all we are discuss about some examples such as Chlamydomonas. Chlamydomonas, also known as joker cell. This is nucleus, this is flagella through which they are moved. Second example is volvox. Volvox present in the colony form. Number of algae present in a same colony, and this structure are known as volvox. Now I take the third example, which is known as Spirogyra. Spirogyra is look like thread-like structure, which consists of number of chloroplasts inside their body. Now next, Ulothrix. Segmented body are present, and each segment the number of nucleus are present. It means these all are multinucleated except then Chlamydomonas. So this is Chlamydomonas. This is volvox. This is Spirogyra. This is Ulothrix. If we see all diagram, there are no any types of leaf, stem, root-like structural organization. So they are known as thallophytes. And we are not found here any types of flower. So these are not flowering plant. Now I discuss the next topic, gymnosperm, bryophytes. Here one thing is that the all algae are present in water. It means they prefer the aquatic environment. Now second, bryophyte. Bryophyte is known as amphibians of the plant kingdom. Amphibians means it is the type of plant that present on two habitats. Bryophyte are the first plant which are present on land, but they have required water for reproduction. Now I discuss some example of bryophytes such as Rixia. This is Rixia. Second is Marchantia. This is Marchantia. Now Funaria. If we see our diagram, then we are not found any type of leaf, stem, root like structure. But in case of Funaria, leaf, stem and root like structure are present, but they are known as false leaf, false stem and false root. The reason behind it that in case of bryophyte, vascular bundle are totally absent. It means xylem and phloem are not present because they are small size of plant. Due to absence of vascular bundle, this plant, if leaf, stem, root are present, they are considered as false type of leaf, stem and root. And if we see here, there are no any types of flower and fruit like structure are present. This is capsule, not a fruit. It means these are not included in flowering plant. Now I discuss the third plant, pteridophyte plant. Pteridophyte plant are known as fern plant. Here I draw a diagram. Here I draw a fern plant diagram. This is fern plant leaf. The number of spores are present inside the all leaves, and these spores are responsible for the process of formation of new plant body. In the ancient time, when the earth are originated, at that time they are scattered on whole land. In the same way, the number of branches are present in which leaves are present. Now this is root. In such a plant, true leaf, true stem and true root like structure organization are present because of presence of vascular bundle. But here vascular bundle are not completely developed, so their vascular bundle named as stellar system, where the xylem and phloem are present, due to which they transport their water and food substance. If we see this plant, there are no any types of flower and fruits are present. It means is that this is not also include in case of flowering plant. The some other examples of this plant, Silaginella, Salvinia, Equisetum, and this is sperm plant. Now I discuss the gymnosperm. Gymnosperm is derived from Greek word gymno and sperm. Sperm means sheep and gymno and sperma. Gymno means neck, sperma means sheep. It means it is a type of plant in which seeds are net type. Cycas and pinus are included in this division. If we see this plant, this is cycas plant where they develop cone. Here male and female body present on different plant. This is male plant because they consist of large size of male cone, and this is female cone because they consist of small size of cone. So here the cone are present, but flower and fruits are not present. So these are non-flowering plant. It means algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, these are non-flowering plant. And this is, now I discuss next angiosperm. It means angiosperm plant consists of flower and fruit like structure. As we see here, the algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm flower are not present. Only angiosperm plant flower are present. But when we see around our environment, we can say that number of flowering plant present around 8. But algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte and gymnosperm like of plant are not visible. They are, in case of in very rare condition, cycas plant are visible, but other plant are not visible. The reason behind is that the algae is present near about more than 90% in the environment, except than the other plant. More than 90%, 90 to 95% plant are the angiosperm plant. These are the flowering plant because here we are found the flowers. Now, due to presence of large amount, we are discussed about the morphology of flowering plant. Why these plants are present 90 to more than 95% in our environment? Because in the ancient time, when the earth was originated, at that time the good condition for survival is algae. Now environment again changed, so our whole earth are covered with bryophyte. Now environment again changed, so the whole earth covered with pteridophyte plant. They are covered the complete land of the earth. So at the time of dinosaur, when the dinosaur comes on the earth, at that time our whole earth covered with the gymnosperm plant. Now when the dinosaur extinct, at that time a new variety of plant comes, which is known as angiosperm plant. So the present environment is completely suitable for the growth of angiosperm plant. So these plants are present very less amount in our environment, while the angiosperm plant present in the more amount in our environment. Now I discuss the morphology of a single angiosperm plant. Okay, first of all, this is a plant diagram, and we are trying to understand the morphological parts of the flowering plant. As we see here, this is a flower diagram. Lower part is known as root system, upper part is known as shoot system. Root system consists of root. If we see here the pattern of leaf, it consists of reticulate type of leaf pattern. It means this root consists of tap root system. Okay. Now this is leaf. Number of veins are present, which is known as venation. And this type of venation is known as reticulate venation. Now, this structure is known as bud. Bud are the site that provide the space for the process of formation of the branches of stem. This is a stem branch. Now, this is known as fruit. Fruit consists of number of sheaths, and outermost part consists of number of flowers. If we see this diagram, we can say that the main part of the plant is stem. Leaf is the modified part of stem. Now, this leaf again synthesize the upper part of stem, and further number of flowers are synthesized at the tip of plant. In some plant these are synthesized on the axial position also. These flowers are responsible for the process of formation of fruits, and each fruits consists of number of sheaths. These sheaths are developed the number of ovaries which are present inside a gynoecium of a flower. So, before we start this chapter, first of all we are trying to understand the embryonic development of a plant, in which way the plant synthesizes and develop into a mature plant body. So, here as we see, there are two types of sheath are represent. Number one is gram sheath, number two is bean sheath. These two sheaths are known as dicotyledon sheaths. It consists of a small embryonic structure which is known as embryo. Now, I am going to explain in this way how a single sheath converts to synthesize the whole plant body. First of all, this sheath synthesizes outer growth. This growth is known as radicle. After some time, a second growth appear in a sheath which are known as plumule, and radicle develop firstly. Now this plumule and radicle continuously grow and synthesize epicotyle and hypocotyle. Epicotyle. It is developed from plumule, while hypocotyle it is developed from radicle. Further, epicotyle synthesize stem. Leaves are the modified part of stem. Now, this stem modified to synthesize flower, and flower are modified to synthesize fruits and seed. Due to this, the upper part of plant is known as shoot system, while the lower part of plant is known as shoot system, because all the upper part of plant is synthesized due to the modification of stem, that is known as shoot, and lower part are synthesized due to modification of radicle, further known as. Now I am going to explain the types of plant on the basis of morphological appearance. So first of all, discuss the types of plant on the basis of lifespan. The lifespan can be say that the time period from seed germination up to the death of a plant is known as lifespan. जैसा कि हम लोग देखते हैं कि एक प्लांट एक सीड है, उससे प्लांट बना और उसने क्या किया, फ्लावरिंग और उसने फ्रूटिंग की, उसके बाद डेथ हो गई। तो इस बीच की जो टाइम पीरियड होती है उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं, लाइफ स्पैन बोलते हैं। तो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ लाइफ स्पैन प्लांट आर categorized into three groups: annual plant, biennial plant and perennial plant. Annual plants are those plants that complete their life cycle in a 1 year. It means from seed germination up to death, the whole process complete only in 1 year. For example, annual plant may be considered as wheat, rice, maize, barley, oat, etc. Second, biennial plant. Biennial plants are those plants that complete their life in 2 years. In 1 year, plants are mature and undergo into the dormant period during the winter season. In the next year, they again synthesize and start to produce the number of flowers and fruits. Biennial plants such as sugarcane, onion, wild cabbage and banana. You are seeing the banana. After second year, they start to produce the banana fruits. अब ऐसे ही हम बात कर रहे हैं ओनियन की और कैबेज की, तो फार्मर क्या करते हैं कि ओनियन को सॉइल के अंदर ही छोड़ देते हैं, और इन द नेक्स्ट ईयर दिस ओनियन एंड कैबेज स्टार्ट टू प्रोड्यूस फ्लावर एंड synthesize the seed. These seeds are helpful for the process of formation of new plant body. Now I start the next topic, perennial plant. Perennial plant are the types of plant that complete. They have required more than 2 years for complete their life. It means the plant which are survive more than 2 years are considered as perennial plant. For example, rose, hibiscus, mango, lemon, orange. As we know, rose mostly survive 15 to 16 years, hibiscus 9 to 10 years, mango 30 to 40 years. In the same way, these plants are survive more than 2 years and they are produce flower. If we talk about mango, produce flower and fruits in every year. So perennial plant are those plants they can complete their life cycle and they can survive more than 2 years. We discuss the types of plant on the basis of size and shape. So on the basis of size and shape, plant are three types: herb, shrubs and trees. So first of all, we are discuss about herb. Herb are the type of plant which are about 1 meter or less than 1 meter. They consist of soft stem. It means their stem are non-woody. Now shrubs. Shrubs are the types of plant which is about 1 to 3 meter in length. It means less than 1 meter in height. Their stems are woody. It means they consist of hard stem. Now, third difference is that in case of herb, only a single stem, single clear cut stem visible at the base. While in case of shrub, number of stem branches appear. If we talk about example, in case of herb, all types of grasses are considered as herb, except this tulsi. If we talk about tulsi plant, it consists of only a single branch formed at the base, and number of branches appear at the uppermost part, and its height is about less than 1 meter. In the same way, wheat plant, rice plant, maize plant also considered as herb. It means in case of herb, wheat, rice, maize, barley, oat, all types of grasses and tulsi plant are present. The main characteristic is that in case of herb, soft stem, it means non-woody stem are present, and only a single clear-cut stem are visible at the base of plant. In case of shrub, shrub consists of woody hard stem and number of leaves appear at the base. It means from the base number of branches are appear. As you see, the rose plant, hibiscus plant, lemon plant, here the number of branches are appear. Jasmine and Catranthus, सदाबहार, ये सभी ने देखा होगा. So when the woody stem with number of stem branches appear at the base, this type of plant is known as shrub plant, and their height is less than 3 meter. If a plant which is about more than 3 meter and consists of hard thick stem are considered as tree. Tree are two types, unbranched tree and branched. Now the tree are divided into two main categories, unbranched tree and branched tree. The tree where the branch are totally absent are known as unbranched tree, such as pinus and coconut. Coconut plant, it is look like a long stem, but where there are no branches are present, and here it is look like bushy structure, but branch are totally absent. Only the leaves are present at the tip of tree. So this type of plant are known as unbranched trees. Second, branched trees. On the basis of branch, tree again divide into two categories: narrow lateral branch and strong branch. Narrow lateral branch plant are look like cone shaped. They are also known as cone shaped plant because they are look like cone in shape, as a Christmas tree. Here the number of narrowing branches are present. The example of narrow lateral branch are pinus, casuarina and eucalyptus. If we talk about eucalyptus plant, It look like this shape and form a cone-like structure. So they are known as narrow lateral branch. While the strong branch tree, also known as dome-shaped plant. It means these plants are represent a dome-shaped structure at the tip of their stem. Such plants are found in case of Dalbergia and banyan tree. Except this is also considered as neem plant, mango plant. These are strong branch trees. Now I discuss the next topic on the next video lecture.